Okay, good afternoon all. So today I will discuss about the Python program, okay, to create a multiple threads, okay. So multiple in the sense if you have used more than one thread, it comes under multiple thread. And use of creating multiple thread in the sense thread, it is a set of instructions or set of programs, lines of codes, okay, and each thread it will run independently, okay. So that is the main definition, or we can define the thread in like this, okay. So here we have to create a multiple threads, and that the job of the thread is it has to print the name of the thread, okay. So we have already discussed, okay, so already discussed about thread creations. So for creating a thread, we need to import threading model, okay. So this is the first line in your thread, okay. Wherever you are creating a thread, please use this package or model, that is nothing but import threading, okay. So next I want to print the current thread name, okay. So here we have defined one functions, user defined functions, which is the name of the function is print thread names, okay. So here how to get the current thread name, using threading dot current underscore thread dot name, okay. So thread is the model and current thread, okay. So it will print the current thread name, okay. So like this also we can print the current thread. But we have seen one more problems, like we have discussed another problem, using get thread name, get name, we can get the name of the thread also, that is also possible. Here it will print the current thread name, okay. So this is the function, okay. So if I call this user defined function, it will just print the current name, okay. So how to create a multiple thread means, here in order to create a multiple thread, I have used the for loop, okay. So you could see here I have started the loop with 1, okay, or 0, and usually it will go n minus 1 times, so that is 6, 0 to 6, so 7 times, okay. So this loop will run, so 2, 4, 6, 7. So if you see the output, it is running and it is giving thread names 7 times, right? So next, thread, just create a thread using threading the thread, okay. And we are just passing print, that means we are just calling this print thread names, okay. This is the functions, okay. So instead of target, you can just give only the function name, okay. And then threads dot append, so that means thread is the list, okay. So I have created thread and I have just put it in the one list, okay. Inside list, the thread objects or thread variables are stored. So whenever I am creating, for example, thread 1 I have created, so next thread it has to append to the existing list, okay. So for first time, it will create one thread and it is going to store it in this list. Next times, if it goes to the next loop, again second thread will be created and it is going to store it in threads list, okay. So once it append everything, uh, uh, I'm just going to start this thread. So this is the initial step, okay, of starting your thread, okay. So we have to use this start method to run the thread, okay. Next one, so like this, you are just calling this one and getting the name, it will print like this. So wait for all threads to complete, okay. So my job, once it has to create all the threads, and my aim is to complete all the threads. So I have to use this thread dot join, okay. So what it will do means, for example, thread 1 completed means it will wait for T2 to complete, T3 to complete, like that. So for example, here thread 6 is created, okay. Same thing, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if, for example, first threaded created and it executed name means I'm asking next thread, that is thread 2, to complete. So till completion of these 12, okay, thread 6 to 12, it has to wait. So that's why I have given wait for all threads to complete. So which method I have to use these to wait all the threads to complete means thread dot join. Okay, so this is very important. This function, join function, which is used to wait for all threads to complete, okay, its operations. After that, the program will stop and thread will hit. Okay. Next, this is another simple program. Create a two thread, okay, to find and print even and odd numbers from 30 to 50. So one thread needs to print even number and another thread needs to print odd numbers. And I have specified the ranges of numbers also. From 30 to 50, I have to print even number and odd number, but even is given to the one thread. Okay. Meanwhile, same time, another thread will print this odd number. Okay. So, for example, if I want to print even number from 30 to 50 means you will get 32, 30, 32, 34, so till 40, right? So, same thing for odd numbers also. So, this is one example program how to create a multiple thread, and each thread it has to do some task. Okay. Okay, we'll see this one. So first one, import threading. This is very important. First line of code should include this import threading model. Next one, you have to create one functions to print the even numbers. Okay. So this is the functions. Print even number is the functions. So it has because I have to print 30 to 50. So I have put the range from 30 to 51. So 50 it will stop. And you could see here I have incremented by 2. So simply I have to print that I, so that I will get the even numbers. Okay, this is very simple. Otherwise you can use the logic, right? So the particular number modulo 2 equal to 0, that number is divisible by 2. So that also you can use. You can use your own technique to find the even numbers or print the even numbers. Okay. So this function is clear. So we have already seen how to create a user-defined function for particular program. Next, same thing for our numbers. Okay. So here 31 to 51, just increment 2 and then print that particular number. So these are functions. Okay. Now I have to create a thread and I have to assign, I have to call this method to print this even numbers and odd numbers, right? So we'll see. So to thread, I have to use it. Okay, so create even thread and then odd thread. How to create a thread? Using threading dot thread off and then pass this call that method by passing this as the argument to the thread. Okay. So instead of target equal to, you can just put thread of print even numbers also. It will call this functions, and if you call this functions, it will display the numbers, even numbers. Okay, this is creating a thread. Once you have created, you have to start the thread by using start method. So this is even thread is the name of the thread, and then just use the start method. So once you have started, it will run, the thread will be run, okay, and the task will be assigned to the thread and it will do the executions. So once during the running, okay, so once the we want that concurrent thread to complete its job. So we are asking even thread dot join. So that means it has to wait until the other jobs are completed. So for example, our thread, we have another thread also. So both thread will wait until the completion of these thread. Once the thread executed, then you will get the output. Okay. So start is the functions, join is the functions, and you should know when to use the start after creating a thread. Okay. Okay. This is another simple program. How to create a thread to print the multiplication table. So here I have printed the seventh table using the thread. Okay. And another one more task also I have done. Okay. So each print, I'm just asking thread to sleep for some times. Okay. So you can represent in seconds or milliseconds. Okay. For time representation, we have to use time model. Okay. So this import threading is the first line. And if I'm using any time related task, you have to import this time module also. Okay, so time threading time because of here I need to use time dot sleep, that function I have to use it, so that's why I have used the import path. Is it clear? So my job is to I have to create one thread. That thread needs to print the multiplication table. So here whatever table if you want to print it, you can give it here. Okay, so in this format you will get it. Okay. Okay, this is print table functions, and here I have used 12 terms. Okay, 12 terms. If you want to go with 10 terms, you can change it here. Okay, so 11 means you will get 1, 2, 3 till 10. Okay, so this lines will be can be changed because the same thing will be executed for 10 times. And then print. Okay, so I need to print in this format, so f is there, and then 7 into this line, so this I have to print it in the output screen. So 7 into, and this I is nothing but 1. Okay, for the first loop 2 3, because it will increment by 1 1 2 3 4 5 till what you have specified in the range functions, equal to. Okay, so this is I have to multiply with this same number 7 into I. So 7 into 1 7, 7 into 2 14, 7 into 3 21. So till this 12 terms you will get a multiplication. And what this mean is, so for example, it will for I value it will start with ones. Okay, so first times if it runs means it will print 7 into 1, which is equal to 7. Okay, this line will print. Next, what I gave it here means once the first line printed, I'm asking particular thread, okay, to wait for 2 milliseconds. Okay, okay. This is some in your some of the application you have to ask the thread to wait for some time. Okay, in that cases we have to use this time dot sleep method. So inside the arguments, you can pass how much of time you want to sleep, put it in the sleep mode. Okay. So here, for representing 2 milliseconds delay, I have used 0.002. Okay. So that is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 3. That is milliseconds. Okay. If I want to represent in seconds, you can simply represent time dot sleep of 2. Okay. So 2 is nothing but 2 second delay. So this function is clear, right? Now I want to create a thread. So thread equal to threading dot thread of print table. So it doesn't have any argument. So it will call this one. Once the thread created, use thread dot start method. So the thread will start, and then ask the thread to wait to complete all the process, and then finally I need to print the multiplication table. Okay. So for different, if you want to print a multiplication table with a delay of 2 seconds, just put 2 here. With 3 seconds, put 3 here. If they have mentioned 3 milliseconds, put 0.003. Okay, so there we have used one thread to display the multiplication table. Now I want to create multiple thread, and each thread needs to show the multiplication table or display the multiplication table. You could see here, this is threading import time, and this is also similar, okay, with 2 millisecond delay. And instead of creating one thread to print the 7 table, so you just create another. The difference there is we haven't passed the argument, but here since we are just going to assign different multiplication table to different thread, so number it should be given. So based on the number, it will print. So for example, first thread, I have assigned a number equal to 7. So seventh table, it will print. So next thread, 10. If you want to go with 11th table, put 11. Same lines, thread 3 equal to create a thread and then pass 7. So like this. This is creation of thread, multiple thread. And how to start your threads using thread one dot start. Okay. And this one, okay, thread one dot join. So that means you just wait other thread to complete. Next, once it started, okay, so it completed till even if it is completed, it will wait for T2 to complete. So again, once it completed, T2 dot start, T2 dot join. So if you want to do concurrent now, so for example, T1 dot thread, T2 dot thread, and then thread 1 dot join, thread 2 thread. So concurrently it will execute. So for example, 7 into 1 equal to 7. Same thing, 10 into 1 equal to 10. So both table, it will print it simultaneously. Okay, I will show the implementation. Okay, so this is like first question. So how to create a okay, so this is one thread. So this is it will do some other task. That is one thread I have created to print the square of the number. Next thread, okay, thread two I have created to print the cube of the number. Okay, so this is the functions I have defined it, and this is very important. Import threading is the first line, and two thread I'm just going to create it, and two task is defined here. And if double underscore name double underscore equal to main, so this is the start of the program, and create a two thread T1 and T2. Okay, here I have passed only the function name, and if you need argument, just pass this one. So here I have passed 10 to print the square, and I have passed 10 to print the cube. T1 dot start. Okay, so first thread will start. Again, you can put T2 dot start. So concurrently, both thread will start. And we have join function. Join function, which is used to, it will tell the thread to wait for the other thread to complete. Okay. So next, once it's done, you will get the print statement. So if I run this one, you could see here the output. Okay. Okay, the output will be square equal to 100, cube equal to 1000. So you could see here. So for example, if I want to get square of the particular number 20, 20 into 20, 400. Same thing, 20 into 20 into 20, 8000. Okay, so if I run it. So concurrently, we are just executing two threads to complete its task. Okay. Okay, this is another functions to print the given table, sum the table. So as I said here, I have mentioned 2 milliseconds delay. So if they have mentioned 2 seconds now, just remove this one. So this is nothing but 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds delay. So I want to print the line with 2 seconds of each line with 2 seconds delay. Okay, this is start join. So this is one single thread I have created to display the seventh table. So same thing, time is there because if you have imported time, then only you can use this time dot sleep function. So let me just execute this one. Listen, 7 into 1 is printed and it is waiting 2 seconds. Okay, so hope you can understand. If I didn't mention this one, okay, so for example, if I'm not using this one, then you won't get the time delay. Okay, so it will complete its tasks. You could see here. Okay, so till 12 drops. So it will take some time to print it. So I'm just saying 2 seconds. So if I'm not mentioning this one, you could see the answers how it fast. Okay, it is executed very fast. But some implementations we need to put that thread in sleep mode for some time. So if I can increase my timing with 5 seconds also, so you will get the mm, 5 seconds delay in each printing this line. Okay, so second term is completed. Now it goes to the 3 and it will print. Okay, this is the use of time delay. So if they have mentioned particularly about the time delay, please use time model, import this time and then use time dot sleep. Okay. Remaining is clear because we have used only one thread to start and waiting the thread to complete all these loop iterations. Okay. So here 12 terms I have given it in the range function. Just execute this one for 12 times. Okay, this is for 5 seconds delay. Okay. Okay. Same functions. Okay. Same functions. Okay. So here what I did, I have used the concurrent executions with 2-second delay. Okay, let me put again instead of 2 micro milliseconds, I have used only 2 seconds delay. Okay, so instead of one thread, I have created two thread, but same functions. Function will be same printable, but I can change the argument so that I can use the same function for different multiplication table, right? And here, so let me put like this: thread one dot start. Okay. Meanwhile, thread two also needs to start. Okay. Next, thread one dot join. That means it has to wait for other to complete. So this is nothing but waiting for both tasks to complete. Okay, this join operations. Okay, so let me just run this one. Remaining, you know, right? Same functions. Right? Let me just you could see here 7 is also printed, 10 is also printed, and it is going for sleep for 2 seconds. Next, third value, next fourth value, fifth value. So concurrently, you are getting the output. Okay. But if you want like this thread one and then thread two means you can do like that also. Okay. Thread one dot start and then thread one dot join. Next thread two dot start and then thread two dot join. Okay. Okay. I hope this implementation is clear for you.